Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. As the St. James Police continue their push against public disorder in Montego Bay, new resources are being implemented to improve the quality of service delivered to the public. Commanding Officer for the Division, SSP Vernon Ellis, explains how the introduction of a mobile police station will boost capacity and act as a force multiplier in the space.
So as we push against the public disorder, this unit will serve as a force multiplier. One, it will be outside there in the space. It has technical capabilities that will help law enforcement. The citizens overall, they need to see visibility. When you go into a township, the first thing that you look for is the presence of the police. One of the things though, this will be moving in and around the township of Montego Bay, and its main purpose is to serve as a public order unit. So we saw it fit to implement this unit at this point, and as we look at transitioning in our public order reset strategy, this unit will be placed in the township on a full-time basis to monitor what activities are taking place there and to be a permanent fixture. And I am satisfied that it will be a force multiplier for the assets that we have outside there already. One, it has surveillance capabilities. It will act as a station. There will be police station diary. Persons can actually make a report there. A public order team operating outside the space can also effect an arrest. We'll be able to process persons there. They'll also be able to have bail granted at the same location. So we are guaranteeing our assets remaining in the space as opposed to moving from that downtown area to a remote location, whichever police station closest, to effect this arrest and carry out this administrative process. So we're going to equip that with the administrative process. It will also benefit the citizens as well, because they are going to be able to attend this mobile station in the township, and if it is that they have to make a complaint, they can make a complaint and they can obtain their receipt from the complaint made there. The officers themselves will also be able to carry out some administrative processes at the mobile station level. So what the mobile police station also does, it increases what we refer to as proximity policing, and in doing so, anywhere there's a citizen with a complaint, they can attend this station, make the complaint, and the necessary action can be taken from this mobile station. Because you know, as our practice is, we're not turning persons away and sending them to other locations to make reports.
Haunted by Carnage. The stomach-turning sight of burnt corpse, the mangled bodies of children, and fear that there will be no one to help if they or their family members are in a life-threatening crash are among the things that keep up some first responders at night. Many say they have been left drained by the carnage on Jamaica's roads. It affects you psychologically and emotionally, Acting Senior Deputy Superintendent of the Jamaica Fire Brigade JFB, Roland Walters, reported. Now based in St. Anne, he was among the first batch of emergency medical technicians, EMTs, trained with the JFB bolster its response mechanism in 1996 by adding ambulances to its fleet. When asked to share his experience over the years, Walters, who has since led a number of divisions in the West, said he has seen his fair share of horrific scenes. This is why, though he was not part of the team that struggled to save lives after a two-vehicle collision in St. Anne left 5 people dead and many others injured on July 24, he knows all too well the impact it must have on his peers. When you go out on certain incidents and you see bodies burnt or you see persons injured in accident, it must have a psychological impact on the crew members. Based on what they see, some of them go home and they can't eat meat, said Walters. By tomorrow morning, you have to come back to work. You have to prepare for the next call. First responders, as the name suggests, are first on the scene, administering pre-hospital care to victims of traffic crashes and other emergencies. They are mainly made up on the EMTs who work with healthcare institutions and the fire brigade. The frequency of traffic crashes has left some feeling overwhelmed as the demand for their services remain high. As at August 19, 2002, a total of 304 individuals have lost their lives in 266 crashes on the nation's roads. It is worryingly close to the 484 traffic fatalities seen in the last 12 months of 2021. Western Jamaica is notorious for its contribution to the high traffic fatalities. According to Transport Ministry data, up to August 19, the parishes of Trelawney, St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland had 85 road fatalities so far this year. On August 16, 2 people died on the Northern Coastal Highway after the cars in which they were traveling in collided. Their injuries were too severe for them to recover, despite the best efforts of firefighters and EMTs. Director of the Island Traffic Authority, Ken Hart, a vociferous advocate for safe use of the road, said speeding was the cause of the crash. While there is often public outcry about the number of lives lost in traffic crashes, those injured, and the impact on the country's healthcare system, there have been less discussion about the toll on those who try, and sadly sometimes fail, to save the lives of those involved. One firefighter who worked in the Emergency Medical Services Department in the St. James Division said he and his peers bear the psychological scar of their job. Being exposed to this trauma so frequently over so many years, it does have an effect. It has an effect on me, I can say that. And sometimes, I hear co-workers speaking of the effect on them as well, said the firefighter, who asked not to be identified by name. He was particularly jolted recently by a crash that had children among multiple casualties. He stilled himself and did his job, pushing through the emotional strain. Sometimes I feel like I need a vacation. I'm tired of seeing this carnage. You go home and it may rest on your mind for a few days. I've done accidents where the patients or persons that I know, as tough as an individual may think they are, at some point in time, you are reminded that you are human, and this plays on your psyche, he explained. He now has a growing concern about his own safety, a fear that the sheer volume of traffic mishap may mean he one day needs rescuing, but there is no one to help. From time to time, you see these accidents happen and you ask yourself why. Why can't this person slow down? Why can't they use the road properly? I think about my own self and my family. What if I'm going about my own business, observing the rules of the road, and one of those persons who true to speed collides with me, and there no ambulance to help, he said. Owen Burke, an EMT who also works in St. James, has a similar concern. When I'm driving on the road in my personal car, I'm especially nervous about the bikes. Sometimes I pull off the road and let them go on, he said. A crash that occurred more than a decade ago still haunts him. It happened over 10 years ago, but it's something that lingers. I was here at work one night and we got a call of an emergency. When we got there, the biker lay down across the road and a bystander said, "Medic, see him foot across the road there," Burke recalled. He has become numb to the carnage, that his coping mechanism, but it fails for him when children are involved. You see, like the motor vehicle accident involving children, that I can't get numb to. We went to one on the highway, Flanker Main Road, when the accident involved the school children, and trust me, that one was an experience, he said, unwilling to even speak of the good details. Burke cautioned that the frequency with which these crashes continue to happen is leading to burnout among responders. He wants to see emotional support provided for team members who do not have enough time to recover from one trauma before being called on to face another. Sometimes when you have a massive accident, it's good to have counseling sessions for some of the staff because it's rough on them. Some never experienced something like that ever in their lives, Burke stated. According to Walters, there are mechanisms in place to provide support, but he sometimes goes a step further by bringing in outside help for his team members. We will get in the pastors and others to come in during briefing because this is not only about breaking down what happened at the scene, but also looking about the welfare of the men and women who are there, he said. Yet, even with all the challenges they face, a common thread among those interviewed was the satisfaction they get from doing their job. It's something that stresses you out, but you feel a sense of satisfaction when you're able to save the individual life, Walter said. He and his colleagues long for the day when motorists and pedestrians will be cautious, follow the road code, and do their best not to ever need the service of a first responder. Toll road users urged to report problems. The toll authority is encouraging travelers to report any anomalies observed or experienced in their use of the toll road network. This can be done by engaging the authority via its social media pages or by making formal reports to toll authority at mtw.gov.jm. The authority, which is an agency of the Ministry of Transport and Mining, is tasked with regulating the operations and maintenance of the toll roads and other facilities as deemed necessary or adjacent to the toll road network. For the first quarter of the financial year 2022 to 2023, the authority said in its inspected 114 kilometers of roadway along the nation's toll road. During the inspections, various issues were identified. These include damage and theft of perimeter fencing, faded road marks, red studs, and poor visibility of traffic signs. The authority also expressed concerns about a lack of adequate management of green areas. Chief Executive Officer of the Toll Authority of Jamaica, Leron Lang, explained that the toll regulator maintains stable relationship with the toll operators and ensures that issues are effectively communicated in a timely manner. The operators were made aware of all areas of concern, and remedial work have already begun and are expected to be completed in the next quarter, Lang stated. The toll regulator also reported that monitoring of the integrity of infrastructure along the roadway, inspection of employee safety practices, traffic control management, and safety in the public domain were carried out, in addition to a review of the effectiveness of general safety systems and equipment for each leg of the toll road. The entity noted that installation of safety fences and preparations for new asphalt road pavement were completed along the east-west thoroughfare. Road markings, road shots, and traffic signals at several locations were found to be in poor condition, which made them difficult to be seen due to poor reflections. The road markers and shots are scheduled to be replaced in August, the regulator stated. Routine inspections revealed that several traffic signs along the north-south leg were visibly obscured due to overgrown vegetation, and the lighting of 2 escape ramps were inadequate. The toll regulator indicated that the Jamaica North-South Highway Company has committed to remedying the issue, and that the operator indicated that theft has been the main reason for the inconsistency with the lights in those areas. Completed maintenance items along the north-south toll road include the installation of road pavement markers, reinforcement of cut slopes, as well as the cleaning and mending of drains. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell